Hi lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I realised I have not posted on my YouTube channel in a hot minute. I think it's been about 3 months since you last saw me on here. But there's been a bit of a life update since my last video, and it may give it away the background that I'm in. I'm actually in my little baby girl's nursery because I'm pregnant. I didn't really know how to film this video because I'm so far along in my pregnancy now, but I've just felt so overwhelmed being a new mum to be that I just haven't filmed anything. So I thought I'd kind of sit down with you guys, chat pregnancy, give you a life update on my life, and yeah, let me know if you've got any pregnancy questions. So I found out I was pregnant in September of last year. I'm not gonna lie, it was a shock to me because I think we'd only been trying for like a month or so. So to me, that's not very long. I have friends who've tried for a lot longer than that, for over a year and stuff. I see it as an absolute blessing that we got pregnant so quickly, and we are very fortunate that our baby is still healthy and happy inside my tummy because trust me, she kicks a lot now. She loves to kick. I feel like she's gonna be either a kickboxing queen or a dancing queen. Can't figure out which one at the moment, hoping it's more a dancing queen. So I actually waited 2 weeks, I think it was, to tell Alex because I ordered these like cute onesies that took forever to come, but then they never came in time, and I was like, how long does it take to personalise a onesie? So I bought a crib off of Facebook Marketplace. I think it was like 60 quid, and it's pretty much brand new. It came with a mattress, but we've got rid of that and bought our new one that we like ourselves. But it also converts into like a bed, so when they're older it goes into like a cot bed, which I think is really good. Great way of saving money as well. I will do more like money saving tips a bit later on in this video. Back to the story, I had this in my car and I was like, well, I kind of have to tell Alex now because it's going to be a bit obvious that I'm pregnant because I have a cot in my car. So I went inside, I did a quick pregnancy test because the one I was going to use had like gone blank because the clear blue ones that say how far along you are last so long. So I peed on a stick and I got Alex to come downstairs to help me with some filming, and oh my god, I literally could not have planned this. He was so grumpy and so miserable, it was unreal. Like I filmed the whole thing, he was just so grumpy and like was like moaning at me, everything like this, and I was like, I'll just go put a top on, blah blah blah. He was like, no, I don't want to be filmed, because I think it is the funniest thing in the world. At the time my heart was like breaking because I was like, I'm literally actually I'm pregnant and you're just like moaning at me right now. But he finally put a top on, I finally started filming, and I was like, oh, I got a little present. And I kind of hid it in one of my beauty boxes to kind of like disguise it a little bit. So he opened it up and there was some pregnancy tests in there and he was over the moon. He did apologise for moaning at me and getting so angry at me. He just said he was tired from work, but he found out he was over the moon. We didn't tell anyone for quite a while afterwards. We told our parents start of October, I think. So it was about a month or so that I'd been pregnant for. We got our parents down to have Sunday lunch with us, and we had our wedding photo album turn up quite conveniently. So we're showing them the wedding album and we hid the personalised onesie in the back of it. And Alex's mum got it straight away. Like she was like, oh my god. My mum was just like picking off the cat fluff because everything in my house has cat fluff on it. And then it clicked what it was and they were just so happy for us. And we went around telling all our friends and stuff. I did get some reaction videos. Friends I had to FaceTime, I couldn't because it wouldn't let me screen record, and I was like... And then we did go for an early scan because normally your first scan's at 12 weeks. So we went for our first midwife appointment. We had a private scan booked afterwards. So I thought I was 8 weeks. The midwife thought I was 9 weeks. When we had the scan, I was 10 weeks. And I was like, how have I just lost 2 weeks of my pregnancy just like that? It was insane. It was the most insane feeling because it was my birthday on the Saturday and I really wanted to announce it as like the best birthday present I could get. So we had our little ultrasound picture. Once again, Alex moaned, but I forced him to do like a little mini photo shoot and a few little TikToks and stuff. He's looking back now, he's happy that we did it and it was cute and everything. So we announced it to the world in the end of October, and I'm gonna be honest, the first bit before we announced it, it was quite lonely because we hadn't told everyone. Only certain people knew and I felt awful. I didn't have morning sickness, but I was just so tired all the time. I just felt low and it was just such an isolating feeling. I feel like no one ever talks about it because it is so isolating, and there's And like I said, there's no one you can talk to other than like your husband, your partner, certain family members or friends. You can't, there's not that wider community because you're keeping this little secret, this precious little secret. It is such early days. It wasn't long until we started buying some things. I've already mentioned the crib. I also bought the changing table and the wardrobe as well. Just buying like little bits and pieces. So my first trimester was, I thought it was hard, but looking back now, I think I had it pretty easy. I didn't really have any morning sickness, anything like this, because I had, there were some things that made me nauseous, I will admit. There were times where I was like, oh, I'm gonna be sick, but I never was, which I absolutely loved because I didn't really want to be sick and have this morning sickness. I just had so much tiredness, I can't even describe it. Like, I understand my body is now producing this baby, it's growing this baby inside of me, and like I think it's the first 12 weeks the most important bit for development, but oh my Christ, I was tired. I'd be in bed by 8 o'clock and I'd sleep for like 10 hours and I'd still wake up exhausted. I apologise to anyone who I moaned at that I was tired pre-pregnancy, because when you get pregnant, it is something else. I did start to think I had a bump quite early on. I did have someone comment on one of my videos and basically say, oh no, you're just bloated. But I feel like everyone knows their own body, because I wasn't the skinniest before I got pregnant, but I definitely didn't have this like bump. And maybe it was bloating or whatever, but it was, I thought it was kind of hard rather than like squishy. I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of felt like a small bump, and everyone's bodies develop differently. And I feel like her comments and her words, because when I tried to defend myself and say, look, everyone's different, everyone's body progresses differently, I understand my body, you obviously don't know me, she was really rude and everything. And when I was already in this isolated, vulnerable state, she's then attacking me, and I don't want to dwell on her, because I'm going to be honest, I blocked her in the end because I thought she was so rude. She should be caring more about her baby, who was in, from the pictures I could see, was in like the NIC ward. So is very unwell, and I'm really sorry that their baby's in that situation. But why do you care so much about my baby when your baby is seriously needing more attention than mine? But that's something I don't want to get into. But yeah, so I thought I was starting to get a little bump. I could see it in little pictures and everything, and I absolutely loved it. Obviously everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but my opinion in that moment was that I had a little bump. Obviously it has grown a lot since then. One thing we also started to do during my first trimester was to start to do the nursery. So I know it seemed really like early on, and I have done a whole separate YouTube video which I've started filming. I'm in the process of, obviously I've got to finish, I've still got to organise this whole thing. If I turn my camera around, you'd see the absolute disaster zone that is the nursery. But we did start buying things for the nursery and then also decorating it as well, because I didn't want to get to like 30 weeks or 36 weeks or whatever. We've now got to start decorating, now we've got to start buying furniture and putting it all together, and I am like a whale and I'm tired and I can't move, I can't breathe. Like, I was not prepared for that. Obviously I knew the risks that we were taking doing it so early on in my pregnancy, but we thought it was the right way to do because we could spread out the cost of everything, because I have realised having a baby is not cheap at all. Like, I'm pretty sure anyone can tell you that it is not cheap. So we started spreading it all out and everything, and Alex did like the wallpaper, he painted the room, and we kind of started to put the nursery together while I was able to help in certain ways, rather than me just having to sit there and supervise, which I'm pretty much doing now because we're just decorating the rest of the house because I am nesting hard. And then into my second trimester. People say your second trimester is like the best trimester to be in. But I admit I was kind of less tired, but I'm still very tired all the time. But I think it's because obviously she's getting bigger, she's getting heavier, which is obviously taking out on me. And you probably hear that I'm out of breath from just sitting here talking to a camera about my pregnancy. So obviously I'm trying to take it a little bit easier now. So literally all I've done today is I've done myself a new set of nails, I'm filming some content, and just sitting on my ass doing nothing pretty much. I will admit my skin has got a lot better during my second trimester. I did get a lot of acne, hormonal acne during my first trimester, And my skincare routine was just horrendous because I just wanted to roll into bed because I'd be so tired. But now I'm trying to like focus more on myself, do a bit more self-care, because obviously I don't want to let myself go during my pregnancy. So for most of my second trimester so far, I've had a broken wrist. Just before Christmas, I was involved in a head-on collision in France. I was driving Alex's family to my family's house in France for Christmas because we decided to have one last Christmas before the baby comes in France. And unfortunately we were involved in an accident. He came onto our side of the road and hit us. I don't want to go into too much detail because it's still like an ongoing investigation in France. So I've had like police reports, I've had to make statements and interviews and things like this, and we're all still kind of recovering from our injuries and stuff. But I'm literally so excited to get this off because not only have I been kind of helpless being pregnant because I can't lift and do things, but now I literally can't do a lot because of my wrist. I will admit that probably was like the worst moment of my pregnancy is when we were in the car crash, and at this point I was only 18 weeks and I didn't know if my baby was still alive or not because I hadn't felt a kick or anything. So I was like, so they did take me to hospital and they did an ultrasound and everything, and she was kicking like a good one. I just couldn't feel her. Oh, she knows I'm talking about her because she's kicking me now. They did book me in for a second ultrasound on Christmas Eve. At that time, with everything that was going on, we did say to the midwife who did my ultrasound, because we didn't know if it was a boy or girl, anything like this. We said, oh, can you see if it's a boy or a girl? And she did another ultrasound. She did tell us what it was, and I'm so glad she did because our paperwork actually said what it was. So if I'd have translated it and it told me that I was having a little baby girl, I would have been savage. So that night when we were all kind of sat down, we did a little gender reveal because I always wanted a gender reveal party pre-pregnancy. Like you see them all over Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything. And I was like, oh my god, I really want one of them. Absolutely love it, love a good party. But I think in the moment with everything that was going on, I loved that it was a bit more intimate. Like me and Alex found out together and then all our family found out. And yeah, it was just kind of like a special moment that we all got to share with each other. So that's something definitely different that I've done in my pregnancy that I thought I wasn't going to go do. I thought I was going to have this big whole gender reveal party, but I actually really enjoyed it just being like family. So I've kind of touched on this already. So we have been spreading the cost of a baby because it is expensive. So we've bought certain things off Facebook Marketplace. If you are a first time parent and you're like, where do I start? Start on Facebook Marketplace because there are people selling furniture left, right and centre. We got a crib, which also goes into the bed, for £60. It's from Next. It's in great condition, everything. £60, absolute bargain, and it will last years and years and years. So we're definitely going to get our money out of it. We also purchased a set of drawers which also has a baby changing thing on top, and then also a wardrobe. £200 I think it was. I think they're mamas and papas, and we looked online and it's like £100 for the two pieces. Like, it is insane how expensive it is. Also, the other thing is my cats didn't leave me alone. They are obsessed with me being pregnant. And then the most adorable thing is like when they're like laying on me or having a cuddle, start purring, she starts kicking like crazy. She absolutely loves the cats. We also bought a Next to Me for £50 off of Facebook. It wasn't that much of a saving looking at it now because I know you can get brand new ones for like 60-70 quid, but I'm gonna wash it all up. It's absolutely fine, works perfectly fine. So we saved a little bit of money on that. We also bought a swing rocking chair off Facebook. That was £50, which I know sounds a lot for a chair, but they're originally 150. They got 5-star reviews, amazing reviews. So I think that was an absolute bargain. Watson George, what are you doing? He's literally running all over the place. The rocking chair that I'm sat on, I've just put a blanket on it for now. This was 20 quid and it comes with a little stool as well. And this was probably the best bargain we got so far for the baby, because I know for sure I'm going to be sat here rocking her to sleep, breastfeeding, reading books, everything like this. This is going to be used pretty much daily. We've also been spacing... You want to play head, shoulders and toes? Oh, it's gone. Yes, she has a lot of books. I'm pretty much sure she has more books than she does clothes. We've also been spreading out the cost and buying things like wipes and nappies in different sizes, things along the way. So we bought our camera at one point, we've bought our pram already, we've bought our high chair already. Just kind of buying things monthly and every time we go do the food shop, just to kind of space out. Oh my God, Watson, I'm trying to film a YouTube video. I just destroyed the nursery even more. Just buying bits and pieces along the way, so when we go like food shopping or whatever, and like picking up like baby grows and things like this, just to kind of spread out the cost, because it can be so expensive. And obviously when I'm on maternity leave, I'm going to have a lot less income than I am now, so we thought we might as well try and be prepared as possible and get things along the way. Also recommend going to things like the Aldi baby event, Tesco's, Asda, Sainsbury's, all on Amazon. You can get a load of freebies. It's definitely worth looking into if you are currently pregnant or thinking of planning to become pregnant. So my plan is to obviously finish filming the nursery kind of makeover. I'm also going to do another YouTube video on the things I have bought for our little baby girl, kind of showing you more of like things I've bought on Facebook and how I've saved money and things like this, and what I've kind of bought as a first time mum. I have been posting a few things on my TikTok and Instagram, so if you want to have a quick sneak peek, it is all on there, but I'll probably go into more detail about it on here. So yeah, if you have any questions about pregnancy or anything at all, please do let me know, and I will see you all very soon.